So you served an unusually awesome mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Where was it and what was it like? What did you do?
So I served my service mission at a recreational property the church owns up in Washington State, located in Cle Elum, called Ensign Ranch. It's basically 70 miles east of Seattle, and it's a year-round um, property that not only you can just have um, you can just have campouts up there during the summer, but you can also have it like during the fall, during the winter or spring. I mean, it's just year round. It's basically an open place. And it's a recreation property to where not only you have just family campouts that you have just like on the weekends, but also you have week-long family reunions. During the summer, we would have a girls' camp come use the place. Once in a while, we'd have trek groups that come up and use the place as well. Sometimes we even get young men to come up there as well to not only come camp out there, but also help do service projects for us as well. Um, we also even have some young single adult campouts that we have as well. There was one time when I was serving up there that we had so many young single adults to where we built a big, gigantic tent and we had church inside of there that Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah, we had the sacrament meeting. We had speakers come speak in there. We had no, we had a Relief Society in there. The young men go elsewhere, but yeah, it was just a very cool and incredible experience. So my title for being a service mission or missionary up there is basically helping take care of the place, pretty much. We would help feed the horses. We would help clean the bathrooms. We would fix some fences. We would help cut down some logs from trees that had gotten knocked over. Um, we would help clean the bathrooms, the portable bathrooms that people would use. Um, we would mow the grass. Sometimes we'll have some small little projects that we do. When I was up there, we had this one big project where we built a big, gigantic shed to put all of the hand carts that the trek groups would use, so that the rain and the snow won't get on top of there. So that was also really cool as well. So that was my mission basically.
Awesome. And how long were you there?
I was there for 6 months. Um, and usually it's a 6 month mission, but however, it is also optional to where you can extend it for another 6 months if you want to, and you can even extend it to up to 2 years if you like, basically as a full-time missionary, pretty much.
So does that apply to all service missions that it's 6 months and you can extend?
Um, I believe so. Well, definitely for sure at this place and all the other recreation properties up in the Pacific Northwest, yes. But as far as everywhere else, I'm not that too familiar with. I do have a younger brother who originally did a proselyting mission, but then later came home when the pandemic hit, and he did the remainder of his last few months working as a service missionary, working at the bishop's storehouse, working at the temple, basically wherever um, the church needed him to go out and serve, pretty much.
And so were there other missionaries there? Like I'm imagining like senior missionaries perhaps?
Yes, it was mostly run by senior couples, but Ensign Ranch is one of the two um, areas that allows young missionaries, whether if it's guys or girls, to come up there and use it. So Ensign Ranch is one of them. There's another mission that's out in Nevada somewhere that also allows um, young service missionaries to come out there and serve as well.
That's exciting. And so were your days structured at all similarly to the other types of missionaries, like having to do study and
Yeah, so basically every morning we'd get up, we get together, we'd read scriptures, and then afterwards we do like preach my gospel study, and of course we have a prayer, and then we then plan how we would spend the rest of our day throughout the ranch, and so and then also each and every one of us gets a P day as well. So each of us gets like a day off to where you can do laundry, catch up with shopping. Um, Sometimes we get some events planned to where we can go somewhere. There was one time um, on our P day, one service um, missionary couple, and then the rest of the younger guys, we all went up to Mount Rainier National Park, and we took like a little hike up to Mount Rainier, which is one of the active volcanoes in the state of Washington. And I thought that was one of the coolest things I've ever got to experience.
It sounds like it. And since we heard recently at General Conference, encouragement again for people to go on a mission, what would you say to people thinking about a mission and maybe looking for other options than, the proselytizing mission? And, what made it so wonderful that you'd recommend it to others?
So when I was thinking about serving a mission, it didn't felt right to me going on the proselyting mission. So I then consulted with my bishop to see about any other opportunities to see if I can look into to see what fits best for me. Because again, the proselyting mission just didn't felt right to me. Then when I heard that then there was actually a service mission working at the ranch, that's what got me interested. And so when I was interviewing with the manager up there at the time, it sounded like a really good opportunity for me. It felt right. It felt like a something that I felt like um, that was just perfect enough for me to where it wouldn't like stress me out. Being away from home, um, I would know for sure that it would be more successful for me in helping me learn to grow, not only just personally but also spiritually as well. And also like um, not only growing spiritually as well, but also growing to become a way much better person than I ever was before. So ever since I came home from my mission, I basically got to learn um, being away from home originally, living by myself, um, learning to be how responsible, learning to be how open you can be around to help serve others. Um, it just helped me prepare and to pave the way for what the Lord had in store for me. Um, Going through looking at what career opportunities I had for me to come out there. Also, learn getting to do better in school than I ever did before. I was able to get one of my degrees done just because of that, and just overall, um, it was probably the best experience that I've ever had in my life. If there was one thing that I could go back and live at, it would be when I was serving in that place, because it was not only the most funnest I've had, it was also um, the most spiritual and most loving experience that I've ever had before. I mean, I think possibly my biggest regret since coming home was that I should have extended my months to serve a lot longer. I mean, I knew it was my time to go, but I knew I had this feeling inside of me that I wanted to keep serving up there, because I knew that deep inside of me that I just knew that I was not done serving up there. And even as a matter of fact, since I came back home, I made a promise to myself that if I were to become a very rich person, whether if somebody were to give me $1 million, or if I just got out and go do a good paying job, I would not blow any of that on myself or anything else that could you know, be wasteful. I made a commitment and dedication that I would use all of my earnings and donate all of that to the ranch because, like I said, I felt like that I was not done serving there. I felt like that I could do more than I could have ever offered to help um, with that place, and so that is a promise that I would keep on to myself if that were to come to me. I mean, I just knew that because it was the best thing that ever did happen to me. Um, I don't. I wish I could do more to repay back anything for having Heavenly Father sent me out to serve at this most incredible and most amazing place that I've ever been to.
That sounds like a life-changing experience that anyone would want to have. And I think the one question I can think of that I feel like could be burning in people's minds, were there animals there that you got to interact with and commune with, if you will?
So yeah, other than horses, we did have like a pond to where you can actually fish in there if you wanted to. Of course, since it's out in the mountains and out in the forest, we did had some wildlife experience where we'd have some deer or elk come um, into the ranch. There was even one time, I was not there for this, but many years ago, there was a bear that came up there and one of the or actually it was the manager that had to go out and kill it because they just could not get it out of there.
Wow.
So
Well, what a glad that was a rare enough occurrence that it wasn't like multiple times a year or something. So that sounds wonderful. I've heard of people going there for events. It sounds like it's a practically magical place, both for visitors and anyone who is lucky enough to serve their mission there. So I thank you so much for sharing all this with us. And I hope we can hear more about your wonderful adventures later.
yeah, never been to Ensign Ranch before. I highly recommend it. Again, year-round open experience. If you're looking into another place to go camp out, I highly recommend to go out there. If you want to go out there and make new friends um, with either the missionaries or with young single adult campouts or just anywhere else, I also highly recommend to go there. And if you also have nowhere else to go, if you're completely broke, you had nothing left in your life, um, I would highly recommend to go to Ensign Ranch. There was one time, um, there was a sister. Um, I can't remember if she either served there as a missionary or used to go there as she was growing up, but we heard this story one time to where she was completely broke. She had nothing else to live for, and she had nowhere else to go. The first place she thought of in her mind was Ensign Ranch, and since she arrived at Ensign Ranch, everybody there took her in and helped her. And it was a game changer for her. I mean, honestly, if there was anywhere else that I needed to go, if there was nothing left for me to live for, Ensign Ranch is the first place that I can think of in my mind.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing today. And may we all have our own missionary experiences in our lives.